This is Katra Abdullahi at their home in Mailin, Eldoret. Katra is the eldest daughter to Abdullahi Issa Ibrahim, whose video is making trends.
Naitwa Abdullahi Issa Ibrahim kutoka Kenya.
In this viral video, Abdullahi identifies himself as one of the Kenya Defense Forces soldiers taken captive as a prisoner of war by Somalia-based ragtag terror group Shabaab in 2016.
Nimeingia Somalia tarehe 1 January 2016.
It has been 8 years of silence and anguish for his family, as his daughter explains.
I remember it was in the morning when we were receiving a lot of calls, people asking us the location that my dad was assigned at. We told them it was in Adde. Little did we know there was an attack there.
Following the number of Kenyan soldiers who lost their lives in the attack in Adde, Abdullahi was presumed dead, and even his family went ahead to acquire a death certificate after 5 years.
When we had no communication, there was no evidence that could lead to us that he was alive. We were able to get a death certificate because I had siblings who needed to have ID when they get to 18 years, which the government under the military gladly helped us with that.
When he called home a month ago, Katra hardly believed her father was the man speaking on the other end of the phone, and she demanded evidence.
When I picked the call, my father introduced himself to me. I was wondering, why would my father introduce himself to me? I was in shock. I couldn't even record the call or even think on what to do.
The youngest child of the family was barely 2 years old in 2016, and their father's absence over the years has taken a heavy toll on Katra's siblings, especially her brothers.
I was left in a dilemma, whether to believe it's my dad or we are being conned, because we have had scenarios of people calling us, pretending to be a dad and asking for some money.
The family acknowledges the help they received from the Kenyan government, including psychological counseling to cope with what befell Kenyan gallant soldiers, including their father.
They guided us emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. They have been there with us as their kids, and we are really grateful.
The surfacing of this video, however, has given them a glimmer of hope that Abdullahi will one day knock the doors of his home in Eldoret.
My mom is in state of shock, confused, trying to find a way on how we will get him.
In the phone call, her father told Katra his captors are demanding audience with the Kenyan government to release him, and there was no mention of ransom.
He kept asking about my brothers and me. He sounded very worried. He sounded very desperate, like he needed a help to be released to come back to us.
Mimi ni mfungo wa kivita, niko mkononi mwa Shabaab.
The story of the 61-year-old KDF officer evokes painful memories of Adde in 2016 that saw Kenya lose an unspecified number of officers, while others were taken captive in their quest to pacify the country's borders against the terror group.
There is no horror of living in life knowing your dad is in the hands of the enemies.
Tushughulikie kama rais na ujaribu kutotoa hapa turudi nyumbani.
Timothy Simwa, K24 TV.